What do you say we beat the Valley of Defilement?
You have...
The first time I'll try playing it straight, but I promise you I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Dirty Colossus. In a swamp infested by poisonous and vile creatures lies a filth-encrusted valley. The poor journey to this rotten place to offer their souls so that they might be freed from their suffering. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? See? The woman who showed compassion, they offer their souls. There are very few people on the loading screens whom we have not yet met. In we go. Is there anything up here, by the way? Because up is not the way to go, but I'm curious. Looks like no, so let us enter. As was the case of the other worlds, this place is basically right in front of the boss. Ah, how obnoxious. I can't even slide down the ladder. Oh, Demon Souls. You'll eventually learn. Widow's Lotus, implying plague might be nearby. Look at that angry red, huh? Oh. Like I said, I'll do this first fight straight, and I will die, and then I'll cheese it.
Go forth, Galvinland. May you be unharmed.
Oh boy. Huh. Saint Estrella and Garl Vinland.
Leave us, Slayer of Demons. This is a sanctuary for the lost and wretched. There is nothing here for you to pillage or plunder. Please, leave quietly.
This is about the guiltiest you feel in the entire game. And you can see they're all praying to her, like, these guys really, they're the ones offering their souls for compassion. I just can't guarantee they won't get mad when I start fighting. And the music really adds to the mood. Crystal Lizard, whatever. Oh. Maybe I'll go the other way. No, thank you. That's fine. I'm not even, I don't think, gonna make it to Saint Estrella. Yeah, these, whatever. Ugh. I'm already dead. Like diseased children. Like, ugh. What are you? Caught the plague. The plague. I'm dead now. It's like impossible to make it to her. Yeah, how about that music? This is like the worst you feel in the entire game by a lot. Even if you actively go for the bad ending, like, I felt worse fighting Maiden Estrella. And by the way, it gets guiltier than that. Just wait till you see what happens when I start actually doing something. It's pretty awful. Not yet. Also, I didn't want to fight Garl in case killing him affected the world tendency. Damn. I was hoping I could get them both, but even if I did, it wouldn't have killed them. Alright. Let's get guilty. What do you even have? Faint Stone. Oh boy, feeling guilty yet? Freaking Faint Stone. I think I said this last time, but Faint Stone is what you need to make holy weapons. Again, these guys are doing nothing wrong. The only reason I'm killing them is in case they go berserk when I start hitting their maiden. That's not an easy target. Can I get closer? I'm not sure I want to get closer though. This might have to be it. And I think that's Garl right down there. There's no freaking way I'm making it that close. Prepare for what's genuinely pretty awful. Let's hope these are enough arrows. They should be. Really? Oh, a little to the right. Excuse me.
Stop. Please stop.
Oh, she has regen. But I do way too much damage.
Dear Lord, you are too cruel. You have abandoned us. Is that not punishment enough?
You want to see something way more depressing? Arguably? Maybe as depressing? Huh. You're gonna see something interesting. The little babies are still alive? Oh, that's where I died. Let's see if I can do this right. Because you might be thinking, why the hell would you load the game? Why indeed? Why indeed? Why indeed? Apparently Carl Vinland killed himself. That was his stuff. The dark silver shield of the Vinland legacy. Known as the oldest of metals, the dark silver is said to purify dark malice. It protects the user from all types of spells. The dark silver helmet from Vinland. The impressive parietal design represents the sacred tree of both houses. Its heaviness slightly impedes stamina regeneration. The dark silver is known to be the oldest metal in the land and said to exorcise malice. Carl Vinland, everyone. Oh, I actually can hold all that stuff, but it's heavy. Yeah, I can't even run in here. I can only walk. Oh, there we go. Archstone. Pure Blood Demon Soul. Ring of Sincere Prayer. Wow. And that plague, that damage the plague was doing was ridiculous. Oof. How do you feel about that? Was it right that I killed Estrella? Ugh. Hey, you want to see a little almost Easter egg in the game, by the way? You've seen what it looks like when I cast a miracle. Right? Well... there we go. Let's equip the Ring of Sincere Prayer, which I don't know what it is, by the way. Raises miracle power and casting time. Does that mean it takes longer to cast a spell, or does it mean it raises like the stat and makes it shorter? I don't know. Increases miracle power... oh, increases vulnerability time while casting miracles. Yes, that's not good. So, you'd better be able to cast it. But if you do, said to have once been found by a young 6th Saint Estrella as one of the revelations of God. However, there's an Easter egg associated with it. When I equip it, I mean, I guess it's not really an Easter egg, you're supposed to equip it for miracle potency, but when I cast a miracle with it equipped... praise the sun! If you don't understand that reference, you will. Later. Much later, but you'll get it. Yeah, I feel, not so good about myself. Did I do the right thing? It weighs 5. Weighs 5.4, 13.5. Dark Silver Gauntlets, 8.1. 8.1, man. No, you know what? Just to be safe.
We are in debt.
Now I'm going to, level up. There you are. And I have one more thing to do, by the way. Well, two things. Let's, this is what I wanted to do. Oof. You know, I wonder what these things are good for.
Soul of the mind, key to
I need
life.
3,000. Beautiful.
But the soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
Okay. Let's kill off our character, because now would be a terrible time to lower world tendency. And by the way, one nice thing, if you could call it nice, about Garl Vinland killing himself was that I didn't have to be the one to kill him, because that would, I would assume, lower the world tendency. Did I gimp myself out of a fight? Yeah, I did, but like, man, I would have felt guilty fighting him too. And by the way, I'm not ready to talk to Sel in Vinland yet. I don't really have anything to tell her about Garl because this is Demon Souls. I don't talk. I mean, I guess theoretically I could have his armor, but how do you know that's Garl's armor? You know, it's of Vinland, for sure, but that's not quite good enough. So I have something else to do. By the way, once a 6th saint, Astraea lived with those awaiting death in the Valley of Defilement. She pledged herself to a demon soul, rather than a cruel god, to ease the pain of the people there. Now how messed up is that? You know, God let these people be diseased. To hell with you. I'll side with the demons. At least I get power that way for sure, and I can do something to help them. Like, that is quite cynical of the game. And now she's called a Demon Astraea. It's just sad. I'm going to the Dirty Colossus Archstone and not her Archstone because I have to fight my way up through those weird plague baby things instead of down. I'm here to see a certain someone. Here we go. This might be tough. Oh. Well, hello, 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 hello. Even though I didn't have to kill him, I have to kill him. By the way, Vinland's tough, because when he puts his shield up, he's literally invincible. Like, I would have to hit him from behind. Oh, and you might have been wondering, where was his weapon when he died? I'll get it if I kill him. If I kill him. I think he sees me. Really? Oh, if he doesn't... Oh, he's just a guard? This might be easy then, as long as I don't screw it up. Which I very well... No! Which I very well could. See, he caught himself in the ceiling. That could have been my head. We're almost done. Let's say 2 more hits. And the finale? Nope. Huh. Done. Poor Garl Vinland. Died in that's a lot of souls. Crest of Vinland. There it is. And Brammed. What's the strength requirement, you ask? 36. Scales with strength. For B, physical attack is ludicrous. Damage reduction is insane. If you use it as a defensive weapon, it's like 70% reduction. Durability is ridiculous. That's the strongest thing I've seen so far. A dreadfully enormous coarse iron hammer, one of Vinland's treasures. Its distortion, is the mark of an old giant killer, and it increases the wielder's resistance to plague and poison. That explains why he's running around here, I guess. Even so, it's difficult to use even with both hands if the wielder has normal human strength. Yeah. Now for the very last thing we're going to do in the Valley of Defilement. And that is... give it up to, Selen. Also, I will get rid of the Brammed. I didn't even see how much it weighed. 36. I didn't need the ring, but man. Also, Crest of Vinland. A small gold crest signifying Vinland. A small intricately decorated crest. Great. Yeah, I don't think this really has a use in the game, although amusingly it says 1. Like, what, can I get more? Is it a consumable? I guess theoretically you could kind of cheat the game a little bit and trade it to somebody online, maybe, so they could skip the Garl fight. But at the same time, if they're at the Valley of Defilement, like, they're probably good enough to fight him anyway, and he's not that bad. Alright, let this be our last order of business. Give it up to Selen Vinland. This has actually been a really good run. I've died a couple of times in relatively poor ways, but this has been a pretty good run. Gotta say, I'm pretty happy with myself right now. Just think about that. Estrella was one of the saints. Like, she was one of the most devout. She has a ring of sincere prayer. And she has a devout associate. And, like, she herself, the holiest of women, came to the conclusion that if God exists, he's too cruel. So, you know what? Screw it. That is cynical. I mean, not necessarily on her part, but, like, the game creator's parts. Then again, though, look at the world we live in. Everything sucks. And look at all of World 5. Like, if there's a god, he let this happen. Like, God has, at best, abandoned Boletaria. Remember what Frake said about the disciples. Like, oh, you don't even want to know what their god actually is. Like, ugh. And the most devout of the disciples lost faith. Not in the existence of a god, but in her devotion to him. Alright. I think we're done. We're good. Well, let's give her the good news. We found her brother.
This crest, that is a Vinland heirloom meant for my younger brother. So, my brother and Estrella have both strayed from the path of God. The poor souls. Perhaps their hearts were too pure. Mbasa. Oh, traveling warrior. I hesitate to ask, but can you part with that crest? Garl has strayed from the path of righteousness. but I wish to have the heirloom in honor of our Vinland blood. I shall reward you in kind.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, kind warrior. As Garl's sister, I express my deepest thanks for your honoring of his name. Please accept this. It was intended for my brother, but now it should belong to you. May the angels gaze favorably upon you. Umbasa.
Ring of Devout Prayer. Isn't that an interesting little distinction, by the way? She's devout, but Estrella was sincere. Think about that. She was very much dedicated to God, but Estrella meant every word she said, just not for the God. Increases miracle memory capacity. That's immensely useful. An extremely simple white silver ring. Increases capacity. A symbol of high status in the church. It is given only to those who are devoted to pure and eternal service to God and constant devout prayer. I guess it's doing so in more good than Garl and Estrella. Maybe Garl could have used it. Obviously he stopped being devout because he followed Estrella. What a sad story. And I contributed to it. Ugh. Oh, you know what?
We...
Done. We did it. We absolutely completed World 5. So, this is going to be interesting. We still have the colored lights to check out in the Tower of Latria. Yes. But we're still not going to do that. The next thing we're going to do? World 1. But for now, I must stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? We finished World 5. This means that we killed the Dirty Colossus, probably the filthy woman's son, and we tragically put an end to Lady Estrella, now Demon Estrella, and Garl Vinland, both human and Black Phantom forms. And we completed the pure white tendency with Selin Vinland, who gave us an interesting ring for Garl Vinland's crest, and we even got a sweet spear that I really can't practically use, but it's one of the revelations of God. We've gotten some really interesting weapons in that respect. So the next thing we're going to do is go to stage 1, 2. I think we might be able to handle that. Until next time, everyone.